Yo, what's going on YouTube? GZTV back with another video. My mic is very far from me, but I have my notes over here. I have engineering homework, but you know what? I'm coming on here. I'm talking about part 3 to Kanye, or act 3 I should say, of Kanye West's Jeen-yuhs trilogy. Absolutely amazing documentary. It's incredible, it's inspiring, it's very raw, it's very genuine, very emotional. We go through Kanye's life over the last 20 years since he started this rap thing. It's called Awakening. Now, there's a lot of stuff involved in here. This is the most action-packed part of the trilogy. And I'm just going to try to go as fast as I can. I don't want this to be a super duper long video like the one where we were talking about the Donda 2 rollout. I don't want it to be like that. But, at the beginning, we see him rapping to Last Call. I think it was Last Call, at least because of the Miracle Whip line. I do remember that from the song Last Call. Very underappreciated song. You know, a montage of his career to come, almost like a up next on Jeen-yuhs type of thing, kind of showing what they're going to go over in this act. Kanye getting a crazy cut. This is the phase where Kanye starts to get a little controversial, you know. He's got the crazy haircut with some insane designs in his hair. Starting to record late registration. They didn't cover late registration all that much, but College Dropout was the big thing they covered, and I'm glad. But they didn't cover late registration as much. But Kanye kind of starting his acting career. You know, he wants to make appearances on TV everywhere. That's kind of his goal, and they kind of discuss that. Talk show after talk show. You know, as my friends Volkswagen. We're talking about Oprah. We're talking about Ellen DeGeneres. Just everybody, Larry King, Stephen Colbert, everybody. He was on every single talk show. Again, the start of controversial Ye. This is the Yeezus like era. Like Yeezus is its own era. Just controversial Ye, Twitter rant Ye, mask Ye, yelling at the paparazzi Ye, Good Morning Kanye Ye, like that type of Kanye. Premiere of Hey Mama on Oprah Winfrey. They showed that, very iconic, very legendary moment in Kanye's career. One of the best moments of the 2000s of Kanye's career, at least. Absolutely amazing. I'm talking from 2000 to 2010. That's one of the best moments. You know, he won on back-to-back albums. He won a Grammy for Album of the Year. They kind of showed that a little bit. You know, kind of starting up the record label Good Music and the after party with the Good Music label mates after he won the Grammys. Kanye was dripped out. And let me tell you, man, Kanye's fashion is unmatched. That's another part of Kanye that just makes him so iconic. His fashion is ridiculous. He has a really good fashion sense. And people want to say he's like quirky or whatever, but I genuinely think he's one of the most well-dressed rappers. Him, A$AP Rocky, those two guys are like at the top of their shit, man. It's amazing. They showed Cootie, some of Cootie's personal life. I really liked that in this act. They really showcased a lot of what was going on in the adulthood of Cootie, you know, after Kanye blew up. Because Cootie kind of lost a name. He still kept in touch with Kanye up until like 2009. But Cootie having a kid, that was cool. You know, they talked to Donda West's sister. Kanye West starting charity organizations. That kind of comes with being a celebrity, being famous, being a role model for the youth, kind of starting a charity organization, encouraging kids to go to college. Obviously ironic because of the whole hating on college through the trilogy. You know, the media, kind of showing the media asking Donda some weird questions, some kind of red flaggy questions, like kind of like the next question type of questions, if you know what I mean. Kind of an uncomfortable moment. And then they showed Donda's death, R.I.P. They skipped a lot of years. They really didn't show anything from graduation, which kind of sucks. But there were only 3 acts and about 5 hours of film, so can't fit everything, I suppose. Very sad death. You know, getting plastic surgery at the age of 58 isn't the smartest decision, but you can't blame that on Donda. You can't blame that on Kanye. And you know Kanye was very guilty because obviously if he wasn't famous, he wouldn't be getting plastic surgery. Like, that's kind of the guilt that went through his head. They didn't cover 808s either. You know, it was kind of just late registration, College Dropout, obviously. Very small coverage on late registration. No graduation, no 808s. I don't know. They could have covered that a little better. They must have lost footage. I'm not sure. Again, the controversial stuff with Ye. He had a controversial concert in Belgium during his Glow in the Dark tour. They did showcase the 2007 Glow in the Dark tour where he was with I think Nerd and with Pharrell obviously and Lupe Fiasco. That I almost forgot that was a thing, that tour, because there was no album. I mean, it was kind of like a graduation tour, but there was no album like connected to it really. It was just playing all of his good best songs up to that point. 6 years of no filming, and then they just cut off filming. Cootie lost connections with Kanye for such a long time. Kanye was in a very depressed space, so I guess that makes sense why. Um, the Taylor Swift incidents, kind of showcasing that. That was one of the big moments, obviously. A touch of My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy. It's one of the best albums in Kanye's discography, and you guys can see it right there in the background. It's one of the best albums in Kanye's discography, and they didn't really showcase it too much, like the Hawaii studio sessions. Obviously, Cootie didn't record that, and really it was only supposed to be Cootie's documentation. Like, he was the executive producer and all that different stuff, cinematography guy. But the development of Cootie's daughter, her kind of growing up, it was kind of cool. Like these little cutscenes of her kind of growing up and learning how to speak and learning how to be smart and being inspired to do things. It was pretty cool. A slight touch of Watch the Throne era Kanye. Obviously, his marriage to Kim K. They touched on that. Touch of Yeezus. Actually, they talked about Yeezus a decent amount. Cootie telling the story of Kanye to his daughter and inspiring her to want to be an artist just kind of shows like Kanye's inspiration on the youth and how powerful the story of Cootie meeting Kanye is. It's really awesome. It's really legendary. Like he's gonna be telling this story for years and years and generations to come. The birth of Kanye's kids. Kanye becomes a father. I don't remember what year his first kid got born or was born. Jesus, the fucking loud. Kind of detailing like fatherhood for both Cootie and Kanye. Over the last 16 years, they've definitely changed as men. They've definitely become men. They were still in their youth, even in their mid to late 20s. But once they had kids, it really changed a lot for them. So we kind of highlighted that a little bit. Moving on to my next page. Yes, I took notes. Guys, I came prepared. Cootie and Ye reunited in Chi-Town for the Ah Fest, like a very big festival that Common kind of organized. He wanted Cootie to film the festival. Dave Chappelle showed up. Twist showed up. Kanye was supposed to be a special guest, and that's kind of how him and Cootie reunited at this festival. I didn't know this was a thing. I wish Chicago would keep this going. I don't know if it's still going on, but that would be sick. Maybe it was a one-time thing. Ye had the crowd going insane. One of the best surprise performances I've ever seen. And then they fast forward a lot in this documentary, not movie. It's not fake. Kind of talking about Kanye's 2016 NY fashion show for Yeezy, and right after that, the Life of Pablo listening session, the listening party, the start of listening party era Kanye. 2016 marked a brand new Kanye. Let's see here. So we're talking. Okay, so 2000 from College Dropout. Obviously the College Trilogy is its own era, and from 808s to Yeezus and Watch the Throne and all that. That's Yeezus era, and then we're talking about like modern day Kanye from Life of Pablo on. you know, um, ASAP Rocky showed up, the Jenners and the Kardashians showed up. That iconic photo of Kanye with the black hat, the red shirt, like hugging on Cudi. They showed that moment when he was standing alone, like Pusha T, Kid Cudi, obviously Travis Scott, Tyler the Creator might have been there. Very iconic moment in rap music. One of the best moments of 2016. You saw Mike Dean, you saw Big Sean there. St. Pablo tours. This is where he'd go on rants in the middle of his shows. And he'd abruptly end the shows after saying these said rants, type of thing. The hanging stage I thought was really, really cool part about that tour. They showed that a lot. And then Trump becoming president, they actually showcased a lot of stuff that was connected to Ye. They left no crumbs. They didn't leave anything behind. Trump and Kanye's relationship kind of showcased that, put a little hint, a little touch on it. And then they showed when he got sent to a psychiatrist by the Kardashians, apparently. To be fair, he was quite unstable in the head. He has bipolar disorder, no doubt. That's not a false, diagnosis or anything. He actually is bipolar, but that's when people started to kind of figure that out about him. You know, he was deemed insane. He was yelling at paparazzi in LA in 2017, a year after the St. Pablo tour. He was going nuts. This is the he has a reunion with Cootie in that same spot where he was yelling at paparazzi. It was really cool. And then he heads to China. Kanye lived there at one point in his life. Him and Donda moved there. If you guys don't know about Kanye, him and his mom moved to China when he was like 10 years old. So he has some roots there. He knows a little bit. Um, you know, Kids See Ghosts. Like kind of the listening sessions with Kid Cudi. Gotta love it. You know, they showcased the Fifth Dimension track being recorded, designing the Yeezys. I thought that was a cool segment when they were like customizing the Yeezys. Kanye was giving them like the parameters, what he wanted. It's so cool to see like Kanye in business meetings. I thought that was really cool that they showed that in this documentary, or in this act specifically. Very sick segment. I loved it. And then he went to Tokyo. He met with Murakami, who is like who you guys should know is a Japanese artist. He made like those flower pillows. He made the album cover for Kids See Ghost. I think he might have made the album cover for Graduation, if I'm not mistaken. So maybe that's a callback to Graduation. Designing the Kids See Ghost merch. Other merch for past Kanye albums. The album cover for Kids See Ghost. And they showed the recordings of the song Field of Love. West wearing a MAGA hat and making statements about slavery. They also showcased that shortly after, like, yay, Kids See Ghost era. He was caught wearing MAGA hats, maybe with Donald Trump. That made him and his Trump relationship very apparent to people. That he liked Trump. He made comments about slavery. He apologized on radio shows. Joe Budden was talking shit on him, and to be honest, Joe Budden should not say a word again in his life. I don't understand why Joe Budden thinks he has the room to talk about anybody, especially Kanye, especially guys like Drake, especially any up-and-coming rapper. Oh my god, it's mumble rap. Like, no one cares. They make more money than you. They're more successful. They're more iconic to you. That's just kind of like the rant I'm going to go on here, but speaking of rants, kind of showing the Twitter rants that Kanye started to have around the 2018 year and onward. Starting up the Sunday service choir. Oh my god, we have a bot in the chat. Like, literally, fuck off. For what reason? You're a piece of shit. Um, yeah, it's an iconic era, very overlooked for Kanye. The whole gospel era. It's kind of his own era. The gospel era. Like, starting with the Sunday service, all these famous people making appearances there. It's a really cool moment. Very cool for hip hop as a whole to be united. Um, and then we head over to Calabasas in 2019, where he starts recording Jesus is King off the momentum of the Sunday service stuff, obviously. Showing off a little bit of his film, Jesus is King, which a lot of people forget about. Showing him record Up From the Ashes, which actually didn't see the light of day until the Donda Deluxe, which is crazy enough. Very good song. I love the choir. I love his vocals. Amazing. And then they showed him releasing a whole new wave of Yeezys, like the 350 V2s and stuff like that. That was awesome. Jesus is King album release, talking about him getting a ranch in Wyoming. You guys know about the Kanye West ranch, his life on the ranch, stuff like that. Then we moved to 2020, and we're talking about, the pandemic, Kanye running for president, announcing that on Twitter, literally the year of the election. July 4th, the year of the election, Kanye decided he was going to run for president. Like, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that. But, obviously showing off the BLM movement, that was very, very, very popular in 2020. And it's still popular to this day, no doubt. Now, I support it personally, but if you guys don't, then that's your opinion. Now we move to the Dominican Republic, a very beautiful place where he's recording Donda, apparently. I think he was recording Donda. It might have been part of Jesus is King. The military vest you see in his presidential campaign, he has it on. He's wearing blue shorts with it, which I don't know why. I think the members of Black Pumas showed up to the listening session. Keep My Spirit Alive was shown. That showed up on Donda. Workout Sesh, man, is determined to get some gains while releasing some fire music. I love it. Chatting with the real estate partners, talking a bunch of shit. Kanye says a little too much. He's a very unfiltered person at this point in his career. He says whatever the hell he wants. He's labeled as arrogant, which I don't disagree with as a Kanye fan. But I mean, yeah. Cootie got revealed. Cootie like kind of got introduced to the Yeezy side, like the Yeezus side of Kanye. Like Cootie did not know this Kanye. Like as they all say, I miss the old Kanye. Cootie, that's kind of holds true for him. He's known Kanye since what Kanye was 17, and that's crazy. And he knows that gangsta Kanye, that wanting to make it Kanye, that determined Kanye, that very focused Kanye, that like poet, like poetry in motion Kanye. Not like this controversial Twitter rant guy, which isn't negative entirely. You gotta get your name out there somehow, but yeah, that's kind of what Kanye's looked at now. South Carolina, and then we moved to South Carolina in 2020. There was an emotional political rally, as you guys know. He broke down in tears talking about his father wanting to abort him. Very sad. It really was fucked up. You know, Cootie heading to the ranch to check on Kanye like a good person. He got a call from Common telling, or no, they got a call from Common while they were at the ranch. 88 Keys was shown, helping produce. I don't know what album they were producing here. I couldn't tell. I think it might be Donda. It's 2020, maybe. Because I think Donda was actually supposed to drop a couple years ago. And then Justin Bieber showed up. That was cool. His voice is absolutely amazing. He laid some great vocals on their recording sessions. He's kind of talking. Now Kanye's kind of talking to Rick Rubin. I'm just kind of flying through this. I know it doesn't sound like smooth. It sounds abrupt. Then it's just Kanye talking to Rick Rubin. I need you to help me record this album. Kind of telling Rubin his outlook on things. Working on the Yeezy Gap line in the background. I saw that. The setup looks incredible in his studio. You got this fat projector playing some like really cool visuals. I don't know, kind of inspiring. And then we see Kanye talking to his father, which was a shock to all of us, I'm sure. I had no idea they were still in touch. After Kanye bawling his eyes out over his father wanting to get an abortion, I should say. I don't know. I didn't think so. They were interrupting Ye. Ye kind of got mad. It was funny. And then they showed up to this art studio documentary. Introducing Cootie to Ye's dad while they were on FaceTime. That was cool. He sampled this song. I don't remember what it was called. I don't even remember where the melody went. But I think it was supposed to be on Donda. It was this track I don't know. It was a really good song. I don't remember how it went. It's very iconic. It's very meme worthy. Kanye, reacting to headlines on him while he was in the car from his political rally. Of course, Kanye isn't good at showing emotion. You kind of learn that throughout the documentary. He was rapping on the plane for Donda. Kanye 2024. He announced he was going to run for president again. Now we're talking about the divorce with him and Kim K. I gotta fly through this because I want to make this 20 minutes no longer. Nice prayer for Cootie to close out the film, and then we get a quick recap of the Donda rollout, like the listening parties in LA, kind of the Donda 2 rollout a little bit as well, the listening parties there. Donda in Miami, Kanye floating at the last listening party, that was amazing. And behind the scenes in the credits, that's all I have on my notes. Just some quick thoughts, and then I'm gonna be out of here. I gotta go to the shower. I'm gonna come back, maybe work on a project for a little bit, engineering project. Probably give you guys a 2K episode. Just grinding. I don't think I'm gonna play online anymore. I think I'm just gonna grind a lot. I think that sounds more fun than playing online, getting my ass whooped, not being competent. I don't know. It's just kind of a grind. I'm really more of a single player, but this documentary is amazing. I don't want to sound like a broken record. I feel like I've said everything before, but go watch this. Even if you're not a Kanye fan, it's very cool to see like the life behind, the mind behind just this musical genius. And whether you guys want to label him that as that or not, that is your decision. But yeah, leave a like, comment, subscribe. It's GZTV as always, giving you guys the best music content, even when there's documentaries out. I probably should have watched Cuddy's documentary as well. There's a lot of documentaries I missed out from last year, but we're here for Kanye. He's one of my favorite rappers ever. That's all that matters. So have a good rest of your day.